Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing? This is the third day to the new year, 2022. Uh, really hope everyone's having a good start off to the new year. Mine's been kind of normal, but definitely have made some New Year's resolutions that I hope to achieve this year. Definitely made sure that they are achievable, which is the greatest thing right there. You know what? Coincidentally, I don't think I've meditated yet this year. So I think we're going to be meditating together for the first time in a brand new year. I mean, yes, technically, if you are on this, if you do end up watching this live, yes, we will be doing this at the same time. But whenever you see this video, this is probably the first meditation I've done of the year. There are days that I do end up skipping or just, I don't know, but I can tell when I skip those days. I feel like a bit more like uptight or something like that. So meditating does help. Excuse me. I'm just getting the clock set up because we're going to go in a nice 5 minutes. And then we'll maybe talk a little bit afterwards, like I always do. So let's go ahead and get into the meditating part. So, everyone, get a nice deep breath in. Really expand the diaphragm, pull out the navel. When you exhale, try to exhale longer than your inhale. Really squeezing the navel towards the spine. And drawing it back out whenever you need to breathe. It's the new year. Going to treat it like a new, because new year, new me, always. Isn't that the most original tagline for New Year's, right? But for this new year, we're going to focus at the beginning on the basics, just breathing. And that's what's so important about meditation is that it really narrows in and focuses on your breathing, where you are in your space, and also just decluttering the mind. The best way to do that is to just focus on your breath in and out. The reason we want to focus on breathing is because it's one, instrumental to everything. We need to breathe to live. You can only live a few seconds without, or even up to a minute or so without fresh oxygen and without releasing the carbon dioxide. But also learning where to breathe from is extremely important when it comes to fitness because it always helps with posture. Because if you're breathing with the wrong muscles are engaged during certain exercises, and um, it causes a lot of imbalances because then you'll have the wrong muscles being overactive and being too short, and they won't be able to actually move within their proper range of motion. Also, breathing from the wrong spots, it's you you develop a lot more shallower breaths. You don't take in as much oxygen, and so your anxiety actually increases if you aren't breathing with the proper muscles. So there's a lot of importance to breathing. Not just that we need to live, but it's also very important with your posture, with the way you move, how you lift, how you run, or how you do any kind of cardio, respiratory, exercises. Also, it just feels so damn good. Just sit and breathe some nice fresh air and let out all that CO2. So even whenever you're not meditating, I want you to, throughout your day, just focus on your breathing or take a moment to just think about what you are doing when you're breathing. Are you doing the same thing through the meditation? Are you expanding or drawing your navel out whenever you breathe in to expand your diaphragm? Well, technically, to expand your diaphragm. And then are you pushing in to exhale? What's happening is that diaphragm is contracting and it's causing the oxygen to be forced out of the air, because your body is a beautiful thing. You don't actually suck air in. What's going on is your diaphragm is expanding and it's causing the lungs to open up, and so air moves from where there's least air to from most air to least air. So I mean, the best example is if you know anything like me. I'm a sci-fi person, so if you know anything about like a spaceship or anything in space, and or even on an airplane, but you whenever they open it up and things start going all out of everything, it's because the air is forcing itself out because it's pressurized in a place and it's being shot out. So technically, whenever you see things get sucked out into space, they're actually being blown out by the air escaping and going to where there is least amount of air, which of course in space it's not enough to fill up, so it just ends up spreading out and becoming thin, and but it's the same principle with our lungs, because whenever you breathe out, your lungs shrink or they're pressed together, so there's very little air, and that's because the diaphragm is contracting and pressing up, pushing that air out. And then whenever it relaxes and expands, the lungs expand, and then the air surrounding you just comes in to fill up those spaces. So, there's a little bit of biology of breathing. Definitely it's much more nuanced than that, or at least there's a little bit more into it whenever you get into like I forget what they're called, but they start with an A. The aioli, but I don't think it's aioli. I think that's a mayonnaise. That's a fancy mayonnaise. but um, um, so I'm sure anyone else who sees this and knows what I'm talking about will know it, and I'll remember it like literally a minute after this. So yeah, that's the importance of breathing. So let's focus on the basics since we're starting out with this new year. Because I get it where some people are like, oh, it's just another day, and that's true. I still treat the last couple days as kind of like just another day, but it's a good, like, the reason why I think we as people like the New Year's and having this kind of reset is like we want a good starting off point, of trying to have good intentions for ourselves, and we always want the best for ourselves. You don't ever want to really harm yourself. I mean, if you do, please go and talk to somebody. There's definitely resources out there. Find a counselor. I mean, even talk to a friend who may even have those resources for you. But for the most part, we don't want to be self-destructive. We do want to improve ourselves. And so the end of the year and the beginning of a year is always a great time for us to look at ourselves, our past, and what we've done throughout the year, and things that we could improve upon or change, or things that we can add to. For instance, I have some New Year's resolutions, which I think will be exciting. I don't know if I want to say it here until I get into it, but I'm already so passionate about it. I think I'm already going to end up doing it. But I'm going to still keep it a secret. So then you can always be like, oh, is he going to tell me? You know, got to keep that dramatic effect, right? All right. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful week, a wonderful year, a wonderful day. I don't know why I started out smaller, bigger, and then went the smallest. And don't worry about it. Oh, let's redo that. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and a wonderful year in 2022. So, y'all enjoy your day. If you have any questions, please reach out. Real quick, I would like to let you know that through the rest of this month in January, because it's, time for people that usually sign up for fitness or personal trainers, I am offering half off of my 3 months for virtual or for in-home training. Virtual training being online, where you still work in-home, but I am coaching you through some kind of video. If you're whatever you're most comfortable with, I have a Discord. I prefer that just because the video chat one doesn't have a time limit, and it's, to me, feels a little bit more reliable. But if you have a different video chat, we'll talk. We'll talk if you're interested in that virtual online training. We'll talk. But those are what I'm offering: half off 3 months, 6 month commitments, just to one, I want to show what I can do for you, and I want you to feel like you have a little bit of ease of mind when paying for something that seems like it's going to be inexpensive, but I guarantee that it is going to be great for you in the long run, because I'm going to help you build some really good habits, and even if you don't stick with them immediately, they're still in your head, and you hopefully will still have some of this, all the stuff that I give you, or information, so then whenever you're ready to jump right back into fitness, you already have some ammunition on you or something like that. So, all right, y'all have a great day, and I guess I haven't said it in a while, but stay happy, stay healthy, and stay hydrated.